Yeah, features of IVC. One is town planning, economy, administration, society, religion, and architecture. These are the intricate details of IVC. Okay, now, so now let's get into town planning. First thing that you will find about town planning is this. What are the significant features of town planning? I want you all to write down these. Uniformity and arrangement. That is your town arrangement, you can write it as. Then layout of streets, housing pattern, and drainage system. Okay. And the moment you are asked about town planning, these 5 points should be there in your answer. Okay. And they should be like ready. You don't have to think anything about this. Okay. They should be readily available. Uniformity, that is, all the structures existed uniformly. The entire town or city planned was uniform. And second thing is arrangement. How was the arrangement? One was citadel, another one was lower town. We'll discuss about each one of them. And third thing is layout of streets, how the streets were arranged. Fourth one, housing pattern. Fifth one, drainage system. Yes. Look at this. This is their town arrangement. Okay, na? So, how it was, Andre? First, the upper town is called as citadel. Okay, and the lower town is parallelly existing. It does not have a technical name. This has a name. That is upper town called citadel, and then there is lower town. By this, what we understand, Andre, there exists a different class of people. Okay, so now we have like, different types of housing structures. Right or not? So affluent class live in a different type of house. Whereas, BPL people live in a different type of housing structures, right or not? So likewise, there existed two sections in the town pattern. One is like a elevated structure where they stayed in a little higher structure. Okay, that is called as a citadel. Okay, which is called as an upper town. Illy, we believe that there existed a business class who lived here. Okay, lower town is dwelled by the normal people. Okay, this is their town structure. Okay, town arrangement it is called as. And then comes your uniformity and street layout. I told you they are uniform. Can you see this? Yes, they all look alike. Okay, these structures, this is one representative picture of your town planning. Okay, na? So this had a nice uniform structures and they used burnt bricks. Very important thing is they used burnt bricks. Okay, so layout of the streets were, you see this streets here, people are walking, they intersected in the right angles. Okay, they intersect each other like what we have today, right? If we take this street of ours, it is connected to a lot of junction routes. Alva? So this is nothing but the streets intersecting at right angles. This is right? Yes, streets are intersecting each other at right angles. And main street, this is called as the main street. This is called as a narrow lane or a subsidiary street. Okay, they connected to the main street with right angle pattern. Okay, this was their housing pattern. Very funny people. Okay, in this way they are a little funny because they had storied buildings. Okay, with the storied buildings, their doors never faced each other. There are people who loved privacy. Okay, their doors, like what we have now, if we stay in a lane, our doors face each other. Yes or no? If there's a main road, the house will face the road, and the opposite side also house will face the road. Residential areas are built like that only, no? But these people made sure that the entrance is not facing the neighbor. Okay, na? So how did they construct? They generally put their doors at east or west of the house or at the south of it, back side of the house. So generally they had a street running through which does not have the face of the house. They either had on the east, west or on the south of the house. Okay, this is like, by a lot of historians, it's believed that there are people who like privacy. Okay, we are more about neighborhood, bothered about neighborhood, right? Like, any, noisy neighbor comes in, we are very much concerned. right or not? Because there is some interaction, but these people did not like that, okay? And they had very nice drainage system, okay? See, these are the sewer lines, okay? Each one of the house, see here, there are sewer lines here, okay, which connected to the main lines, okay? I will show you the sewer lines a little more detailed, okay? See, their houses do not face each other. Here it is shown like that, but it's not, okay? Generally, the houses do not face each other, okay? See, this is facing this side, this is facing here, okay? Generally, the houses do not face each other. And houses were built of burnt bricks. They had private wells, bathing platforms and kitchens, separate kitchens. And they lived in large houses. They did not live in small houses. They lived in very large houses. See, this is about their drainage system. See, this is private wells at home. Okay, these are the main sewer lines which could have been connected to the... See, now this is the view of excavated site, what it looks like now after the excavation. This, it existed back then. Okay, back then it might have been like this, where each house had a connected sewer lines. About their drainage system, Harappa had a very elaborate drainage system. Okay, remember Harappa had a very elaborate drainage system. They had drains which opened to the, they had individual drains at home which opened to the main street drains. Okay. Then drains were covered with manholes. Okay, drains were covered with manholes, stones or slabs. And the idea of cleaning the manholes did exist in IBC. Okay, cleaning the manholes existed in IBC. That means what? They were well acquainted with the science of sanitation. See how beautiful it is. See, you have lines here running through wells connecting to main street lines, right? See, Ivaga it might look backward, but back then, imagine 3000, like 500 BC or 2000 BC, this is like good, right? Very beautiful, right? Something that we don't see in our Indian kingdoms also, right or not? So that's a beauty. Then, what kind of administration existed in IBC? Okay, first thing we have to think about is there was no central authority which is evidently found. We don't find the erection of any particular king's statue anywhere. Okay, we don't find any kind of monarchy's picture or image being depicted anywhere. Okay, so that makes us believe that we do not, and see, we cannot certainly say there was no central authority. Like I told you before, their granaries and all were so nicely developed. That means what? Some kind of collection did happen. Why would anybody build a granary when there is a need to store so much grains? Right or not? If you have like say 64 into 120 feet granary, andre, why would anybody want it? Right? When there is a need to store it, right or not? So one thing it could be for the purpose of saving for tomorrow, or another thing it could be, how could you collect it? Through some kind of authority only you can collect, right or not? So that way we do not know what kind of authority existed. Okay, whether it is like a monarchy or it's a democratic state, or it was like a, aristocratic state. Aristocratic andre highly influential business class, elitistic people rule the area. That is called as aristocratic or oligarchy anta karitive adanna. Okay, so we do not know what kind of government existed. So we do not generally find central authority. Okay, we do not have evidences for that. And then no idea of organized force or standing army. Okay, that means these were not warlike people. Whereas when you see Mauryan Empire, Guptan Empire, any other empires to follow in the history, all of them had standing army. Cavalry ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, infantry ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, how much weapons they had, okay, what amount of standing army they had. What is standing army? Ever ready to fight. Okay, so ready to attack modally, how many people are available? That is nothing but standing army. So here we do not find any such thing. Okay, we do not have evidences of any standing force or organized army as such. So they were people who are happily, taking up agriculture, collecting taxes, trading inside and outside the country, and live life little, laid back. Okay, so then we by the size of the granaries and the importance given to the economy, we believe that there existed a business class of people that is ruled by a class of merchants, is what we can understand. Okay, this is again a deduction. Okay, it is not clearly told anywhere. It is just a deduction from what we have seen so far. For the way that they have paid attention to trade. Okay, when you see economy and all, you will understand that they're very well connected to different parts of the world. Okay, so that means that they had very active trade. So if trade is being so active, there should be some kind of regulation, right or not? Even if it's a barter system, we need some kind of channeling of the trade, Allah. So through that, we believe that there existed some kind of a business class authority. Now moving to the most significant area of IVC, that is our economy. We are moving to the third component, third feature. First feature was town planning, second one was administration, and third one is economy. We are going to economy. So in economy, we have certain things that you should definitely not forget. Okay, so in that, one thing is agro-pastoralism. This we have discussed already, right or not? So agro-pastoralism, that you will never forget. And then fertile Indus alluvium. What is alluvium? Sediments. Okay, sediments are deposited there. Okay, so Indus sediments are deposited here. So Himalayan river system. Okay, they are like Himalayan source salva. So that means what? They have perennial influx of fresh water where they carry lot of sediments which are very, very fertile. Okay, so they lead to surplus agriculture production. What is surplus? Beyond their need. That is nothing but surplus, Allah. So extra, more than what they need is called a surplus, right? So that led to surplus production because they constantly had inflow of fresh alluvium. Alluvium is believed to be very, rich in organic content. Okay, so that means they will be very helpful for agriculture. So with that, what happens? Their agriculture is very, very prosperous, which is more than their demand, surplus production. And they held, that surplus production enabled the Harappan people to engage in exchange. Exchange means trade. That is both internal and external. So internal means what? Within the boundaries of the civilization in itself. Okay, wherever there was need, they could go for trade. Okay, and also for outside people, they have sold it. Okay, now it also led to development of crafts and industries around the agriculture. Okay, how agriculture will lead to development of industries or crafts?
When there is surplus of production, then there will be people who are free who can
indulge in different production activities or manufacturing activities. And second thing is next level, always primary to secondary moment is natural. How to use the raw materials which you already have, or how to exploit the natural resources which is available in your region. Got it? Yes, that's how it works. Fine. So they led to the surplus agriculture production led to the development of crafts and industries. Fine. And then agro-pastoralism, known thing. And very important thing is granaries. They developed granaries at Harappa, Mohenjo-daro and Lothal for the storage of grains. Storage of grains. And then furrows or plough marks are found at Kalibangan. I told you, plowshares evidence is found in Kalibangan. Okay, so these indicate that there was plough animal based agriculture. Okay, so plowshare is found. Kalibangan, evidence ne apka itkoli. And it is also found in Banawali, Haryana, Hisar district ali. Banawali, you will see plowshares evidence. Okay, one is Kalibangan and another one is Banawali. Okay, if you go back to the picture, you will remember that we've seen it. Okay, in Haryana, we see the evidence of plowshare. See, this is their agricultural setup. Using animals, yes, production, okay, and their distribution to different places. See, you see this here, there's a street connecting. With the use of animals, they are moving it to your granaries. Okay, see, need not necessarily look exactly. It's a simulated. Okay. Then, what kind of agriculture they did? Okay, they mainly had a small scale irrigation. Obviously, small scale irrigation means, what do I say here? What do I mean? I'm talking about channels. Okay, we are not talking about the canal irrigation, well irrigation, drip irrigation. No, they are all advanced stuff. Okay, in IVC, we are talking only about small scale irrigation, that is channel irrigation, that is diverting the rivers to the region of agriculture. That's it. Okay, yes, see, it's given there, diverted river water channels. Then what are the crops they grew? Wheat, barley, sesame, mustard, peas, jejube, etc. I want you all to remember this. Wheat, barley, sesame, mustard, peas, jejube, etc. And the evidence of rice is found in Lothal and Rangpur. And that too we get to know through their pottery. Okay. And cotton was also another important crop. This we understand through a cloth remain we found in Mohenjo-daro. Okay, Mohenjo-daro only we have found a piece of cloth which is believed to be cotton. Okay. Imagine the kind of fabric that they would have developed, which is existing after like 6,000, no, 4,000 or 4,500 years, before. That's magical, Allah. Like 4 or 5 years, 40 years before, if you find some, granny's sari or something, you feel like, wow, I have found the treasure of my house. Allah. Now we have found the 4,500-year-old cloth, and it is the treasure of our, lineage. Right or not? Yes. So they also consumed meat. Remember, IVC people consumed meat. This use agate itara facts andre in prelims. They definitely are not really helpful in mains, but they are helpful in prelims. One statement quote bittare. They are people who didn't consume any meat. If you do not know that they consumed fish and meat, you will definitely make a mistake, because nowhere it is elaborately told that they are vegetarian, non-vegetarian, mention madilla. But as a passing by statement, it is found in the notes. That's it. Okay. They are people who consumed meat. Then comes their industries and crafts. Did you understand agriculture? Floodplain agriculture, agro-pastoralists, then crops they grew, then their irrigation system, cotton. Then what else in agriculture? You will have to remember. That's it. Okay. 4 to 5 points. Chief crops that you will write down. Okay. Agriculturally ashte. Now comes your industries and crafts. Crafts are a very important thing in industry is your metallurgy. Okay. What is metallurgy? What kind of metals they used and how did they use it? Okay. We know that they are a Bronze Age civilization. So copper is there, bronze is there. So what kind of ornaments they are developing? And not just copper and bronze, they are very, extensively using the gold and silver as well. Okay. So far, we were not introduced to gold and silver, but now you remember that they have used gold and silver as well. Large set of ornaments have been figured out in gold and silver metal. Got it? Yes. So people were aware of almost all the metals except iron. It's really, really important that you write this except iron. Why? Because it shows the change of civilization. Andre, if there is iron, the moment you write iron, you're talking about Vedic civilization. That is one classic difference between IVC and Vedic civilization. IVC only no iron, Vedic civilization there is extensive use of iron. Correct? Yes. So IVC only you will nowhere mention that there existed iron. Okay. So people used all metals except iron. They manufactured gold and silver objects. What kind of objects they used? They developed beads, armlets, needles, other ornaments. Silver was more common than gold, known thing. And silver ornaments, dishes and all have been discovered. And copper tools and weapons have been discovered. Okay, so weapons andre don't get to the level of warfare weapons, small level weapons. Okay, maybe to cut the meat, ataradu. Okay, then spindles and all those things. Okay, it could be. Then common tools are axe, saw, chisels, knives, spearheads, and arrowheads. These are the weapons that we are talking about. Got it? Yes. So look at this image, you will understand very clearly. These are the ornaments that they used. Okay, see, this is what we are presently becoming more addicted to, right or not? The huge tribal jewelry, right or not? Then look at their weaponries. See, these are the types of developments in your metals. Okay, gold, silver, and iron. No iron. Okay, no iron here. Okay, and they also use lot of other metals. Okay, other stones, precious stones. Okay, which we will see a little later. Okay, so this is about their metallurgy. And one thing that you have to know is they produced weapons, okay, which are not of war kind. War type weapons you don't find where you engage in wars. What kind of weapons you see in war type people? Those armors, swords, huge knives, daggers. That is not anywhere found in IVC's excavation so far. Okay, armory means that they wear no for the chest, right or not? They wear a huge shield over their body. That you don't find. Okay, you don't find daggers, you don't find swords. Okay, so that means they are not warlike people. They developed everything for the agriculture and for basic, handling of animals. That's it. Got it? Yes. And then stone tools was also found. And where did they extract the copper from? Gayatri Mines in Rajasthan. This is one point that you will write down. Copper was, excavated or say drawn from Gayatri Mines of Rajasthan. Gold is from not really mentioned anywhere. Okay, South India anta mention ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. That generally could be. Okay, but we have so far not found much of the evidences. Okay, Neolithic phase we have, yes, but exclusively Harappan site anta we haven't yet. Okay, so South India and then Himalayan river beds and silver from Mesopotamia. See, this is one civilization which is there in the northwestern region, okay, where you can draw parallels between IVC and Mesopotamia. Okay, it means that we had trade contact anta, okay, which we will see a little later. Okay, and one famous thing that you have to know about their metallurgy is bronze girl. Okay, this bronze dancing girl. You will have to remember this girl. She is very important because metal objects ali, this is one classic development of IVC period. It's a nude female figure with the right arm on the hip and left arm hanging in a dancing pose. She is wearing a large number of bangles. You don't have to write all of them, but remember that. See, she is the beauty. Okay, she is the bronze dancing girl. It's called as Tribanga posture anta kariteve idanna. Okay, Tribanga posture. When the body is tilted in this angle, 1, 2, and 3, it's called as Tribanga posture. Okay, so huge amount of bangles. Okay, and she stays nude, and this is her. Okay, it's metal object. You have to remember this. She's a bronze dancing girl. Okay, IVC if you have to write something about metals, you write about copper, gold, silver, gold and silver, mostly ornaments, beads and everything. And copper, you definitely will have to write about your dancing girl. Okay, bronze dancing girl. Okay, yes. Then comes our bead making and ivory carving. Okay, so they used precious stones like agate, carnelian. Just remember them. Okay, precious and semi-precious stones such as agate, AGAT, agate and carnelian. Steatite was also used. And bead makers shops have been existed, which is found in Chanhudaro and Lothal. Bead making, please remember Chanhudaro and Lothal. And you also find gold and silver beads. Ivory carving is a very, classic development of your IVC people. Okay, they are very beautiful, which we will see a little later. No, in the next slide. Okay, ivory carving. You know, right? What's ivory? Tusker. Okay, the tusk of a elephant, right or not? So in that they undertake carving. It's very beautiful. Okay, so that is one classic development of IVC people, bead making and ivory carving. Look at this. This is their ivory carvings. This is also an ivory carving. This is like a female figurine where they are representing Mother Earth or like a goddess. This is how we understand that they are matriarchal people. Okay. Other than the Pashupati seal, we don't find any references to male deities as such. Okay, but mostly we find female figurines like this, which means that they might have prayed a female goddess like this. Okay, so these are the bead jewelry that they developed. Okay, this could be any stone, precious and semi-precious stones anta helidala. So using them, they develop things like that. These are ivory carvings. Okay, yes. Moving ahead, this is their crafts. Their crafts are very interesting because, you know, it shows what was their leisure time activity. Okay, crafts is mainly, it could be pottery or it could be other developments. Okay, here mainly we see one bearded man. Okay, I will show you that fellow. He's little snub-faced Egyptian origin anta ansute, but that's what we find in IVC. Okay, and then we also find a lot of terracotta figurines. Terracotta andre clay made ornaments. Okay, so terracotta we see male and female, and also we see a lot of toys out of terracotta. Okay, various models of terracotta carts there, and then various male and female figurines were developed as a craft. Okay, so now they might have represented the religion that they believed in. Okay, so worshipping purpose they would have developed it, is what we believe. And we also find a lot of other things which they saw around them, that is birds, monkeys, sheep, cattle, humped bulls. This is another significant feature that you will see in their crafts, that is humped bull. Okay, if you write these four things, it is sufficient. One is bearded man, another one terracotta carts, and then male and female figurines, and then humped bull. Just remember this figure, you got the answer. Crafts only. See, bearded man, male and female figurines, humped bull, and then terracotta carts. Same thing is given here. Nobody? Yes. So this is about Harappan crafts. See, look at this. This looks such a marvel. Allah, the cart. Okay, in such a miniature size, they have developed the terracotta carts. Okay, so their leisure activity is pretty interesting, right or not? So that is about them. And then look at these. Most of the figurines what we have are female figurines. Okay, so that makes us believe that they were matriarchal. Andre more, you know, female dominated society ittu anta we can believe it. So yeah, this is about their pottery. One thing is wheel made. What's a wheel made pottery? Handmade pottery ko wheel made pottery ko what's the difference? Wheel is you have that spinning wheel, right or not? So you use them for developing your pottery. Handmade potteries are just made through your hand by, you know, developing the pot kind structure. Okay, these are wheel made pottery. I want you to write down wheel made pottery in your answer when you write. Okay, wheel made potteries found. And they used a red coating mostly for the potteries. They also used black color. And what kind of designs exist? Mostly geometrical designs, okay? Horizontal lines, like your leaf patterns, all those, okay? Mostly your geometrical patterns. They have depicted all the other animals that they have been seeing around. See, this is their pottery. See, those are the geometric lines. The picture is not clear here. Those are the geometric lines that you see it. Pottery, you have to write wheel made and mostly horizontal lines like geometrical, you know, symbols used. And what did they draw on their pottery? What they saw around them. See, and one more thing that you should very strongly understand is theirs is a very closed system. Okay, whatever was around them was there in their materials also. Natural, yes, fine. Yes, then this is their seal making. Okay, and next activity is seal making. So what is a seal? Yeah, one thing is identifying of any particular region or any particular kingdom or any particular traded object. Okay, the purpose of the seal is it acted like a like a ID of exchange. Okay, now if I'm sending a huge cargo from this particular region to another region, I struck a seal on it, which said that it's, yeah, a logo kind of thing. Okay, it's like a, now what do we have our IP address, Allah? It's very much like that. Okay, they have their address through the seals. Okay, now mostly we believe that this Harappan civilization had contact with Mesopotamian civilization is through this only. We have Harappan seals in Mesopotamia. In their excavations, they have found Harappan seals. And that's how we started believing that, okay, these guys had some contact with each other. Correct? Yes? So that's the purpose of seals. So seals were square, some of them were square in shape and few of them had different shapes, mostly made of steatite. Steatite and a material in that they made, it's like a soapstone. It's an extract of soapstone only, okay? So seals depict a number of animals. Remember, no horse. Remember, no horse. Okay? See here, there's a picture of elephant. You see that here? Yes. But other material evidence is yellow. We have not found elephant yet. Okay. But we have got few seals which depict elephant, a tiger, a bull. Okay. And these are their writings. This is our Pashupati Mahadev seal, or it's called as just a Pashupati seal. Okay, so remember this person, this seal. Okay, and then Harappan script we do not know yet. Okay, so whatever seal, whichever seal has ideograms, like which have some kind of a message being depicted through images. Okay, through the ideas being communicated through some kind of a symbol or images, it's called as ideograms. We see them, but we do not know what exactly they have written. Okay, so yes, like a signature. See, this is their seals. Different types of seals. All these animals exist in seals and other sources. Okay, but other we exactly don't know. See, and again, we, other than the remains what can last for a long time, we cannot find them. Okay, so except for the seals, we do not have much of evidence. So definitely we can say elephants did exist. Okay, but substantially we do not say this side elephant, this side bull. Still we have not got that kind of a excavation.